Okay, part 3. So, anyways, I was left off saying, yeah, so I was getting sick. I was sick all the time. I would walk to the stores, and I would still be the only one that had to go to the stores and walk and get everything, because we didn't have a car. So, and like literally just going to walk to the stores, I would have to ride the scooters around the store. It got to that point because I just was in so much pain all the time. My spine, the bottom part of my spine, yeah, I was just in a lot of pain. But I had such beautiful miracles happen. God, man. So many amazing miracles. Like, everything I've been through is so worth it. The miracles that I would witness so much by myself in the last like 6 years has just been fucking amazing. And it's all with things you can't see, you know, the unknown. Not all of that, but like paranormal shit and things like that, and just beautiful miracles that I would manifest, and it would happen, and people would be like, how did that happen? It's not possible. Anything's possible if you know that to be true. So about 6 years ago, when I was in Tennessee and I was 8 months pregnant, I just had Junior, and I wasn't being poisoned yet. It wasn't until we came back to Maine that started happening, and I started getting really, really sick. But when I was in Tennessee, I was by myself, and I had my baby, and my kids are 20 years apart, okay? I had my first when I was 17, and my second when I was fucking 40, dude. Or like 39, I don't even know. I don't even know fucking how old I am half the time, because I don't pay attention to that shit. People are like, you don't know how old you are? No, I'm like literally in my own fucking world, and it's not even fucking real anyways, all that shit. So it's like, people will figure out for me, oh, like every year I'd be like, oh, how old am I? I'd ask people around me, oh, how old am I? Because it's just all irrelevant, you know? What did Leah say? Age is nothing but a number? I know. I just see her laughing. And I see 3 birds flying around the moon. Much love, Leah. Much love, girl. And Selena. Beautiful souls. Anyways, so when I was in Tennessee, like, God, I was by myself, and it was really hard having Junior down there with nobody. Like, his family's like, oh, if you come down here, we're gonna come visit you. None of them bothered with us. His own mom lived 10 minutes away, didn't come in our house one time, and we lived there for a year. Nobody fucking gave it. It was all set up anyways. Now I look back, you know what I mean? Whatever. So, it builds character. That's what I tell people. Things you go through in life, just build your character, man. But it depends on how the character you want to build. That's what matters. What character are you building? What reality are you creating? Are you seeing the silver lining? So when I was in Tennessee, I was breastfeeding Junior. I couldn't breastfeed my first. He just couldn't latch on. Junior, I was able to do it for like 9 months, and we were doing great. But I was really struggling, like, with my ADHD and just everything, keeping up on things, cleaning, like, and I was drained all the time, and I didn't realize, like, everybody was draining me too. Like, I didn't know. I didn't realize that at the time. And I remember, like, I had such a hard time with Junior, and I was by myself. I had nobody to help me make meals. Like, you know, like my first child 20 years ago, Isaiah, like, when I had him, like, my mom would make meals and come over and visit. I had friends coming over. Like, I had nobody. I was just Junior and me, and I had nobody, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I really didn't. It'd been 20 years since I had a baby. And I know that sounds stupid, but, like, I literally just didn't know a lot. Especially, like, when it came to breastfeeding, and I just didn't have any support or any help, and I would just cry out to God. I'd be like, God, I don't understand, like, what's going on? And one night when I finally got Junior asleep, because it would take so long, I finally got him asleep. And I remember holding him in the room and just standing there crying. I'm like, God, what is going on? Why do I am by myself? And, like, that was the first time I heard, I know it was Archangel Michael, and I heard in my head, you're in training. And I was like, huh, okay. So there was a certain angel number at the time that I was seeing a lot, and the next day, a random video popped up on that angel number, and I felt led to watch it. And when I watched it, she said, you're in spiritual training right now. And I was like, confirmation. I'm like, okay, all right. And then I learned to surrender and just give it to my angels. I'm like, you know what? You guys lead the way and show me what I need to do. I'm going to surrender everything to you, and you guys just, I'm in training. I really don't know what's going on. And they're like, we're going to use you as an example to show others how to be a miracle manifester. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I proceeded to get my fucking ass handed to me. I said, God damn, what the fuck what did I sign up for? Whoa. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But I could hear my guys, and they talked to me every night, like confirmation constantly with angel numbers. Like there were so many times in the last, well, not so many times, but like in the first couple years, there were times where I just yell out to God because I'd get so upset. I'm like, it was just really challenging. Like just the lack mentality, just everything, like so much that I had to alchemize and do. Like I would go to the stores and not have much money, and I would get so overwhelmed with trying to add everything in my head to make sure I didn't go over at the register, because I did all the time. Like my guides were constantly showing me angel numbers every time I checked out at a store, constant angel numbers in front of me at the checkout. Like they were always trying to, it's okay, it's okay. Like they were constantly guiding me with my resistance, not to be resistant on things. That was the first thing they started working on me with, because when they first started working with me and they told me that what was going on, well, kind of sort of what was going on, like I had resistance towards everything. I was like, holy shit. Like I would get mad if I couldn't get Junior's nipple in the bottle thing and it kept popping out and I had to keep doing it. I would get so fucking mad. Like I just had resistance towards everything. I was just like, oh, you know, it was bad. I was like, man, I had a lot to work on. A lot of deprogramming and programming. It was crazy. A lot, yo. I've come a long way, man. I have come a long way on my mindset. And I didn't have nobody helping me but God and my guides and my angels and my ancestors. But like all of what you can't see is what helped me. When I was by myself at the worst moments of my life the last 5 years. So after we left that apartment place, and dude, I fucking started seeing like 7:07 on the timestamp. Awesome. So man, like I was living in that apartment complex before we moved into the family shelter, before we moved here. And I said like those friends that abandoned me, and I started working. I was really sick then. That's when they started fucking really attacking me. Focus, Tiffany. Okay, so yeah, all the homeless people, like I'd go to the stores and walk by, and like the homeless people, their eyes would turn black, and they just look at me like this, and like I could hear their thoughts, and when I knew like which ones wanted to rape me and which ones were like, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on with the homeless people, dude? And like I'd see like these, I go home walking from the store, like I could barely even walk, okay? And didn't nobody help me. I had to make sure my baby had milk, food, what I could get, and diapers every day was my goal. Whether I had to take bottles and cans back, who I had to borrow from who, just to make sure my baby had what he needed. And I would have to go and do it all and get everything. While being attacked, while being poisoned, while being barely able to walk, and everybody abandoning me at one time. Besides my spirit team. But it was all designed this way because I had to go through this to remember my strength, okay? And to break these cycles and patterns. But I remember walking back from the store one day, and there was like this vehicle pulled up, and there was like this black guy and this white guy, and they were dressed like, I think like agents, you know, like Men in Black type shit, right? So I'm walking up, and this dude, like he notices me, and I'm like literally having to stop every couple minutes just to be able to put my bags down to take a break, pick them back up and take a couple more steps and walk again. Like that's how much pain I was in. And this guy looked at me like, and I was like, I remember he looked at me, he gave me the dirtiest look, and I was like, God, dude, what the fuck wrong with you, man? Like, I don't know who you're here for, but I hope it's not me. And I think he was just the agent. I think he was one of them, like, in doing the gang stalking, like getting shit, you know what I mean? But he looked at me, I'm like, dude, I could barely walk, and you looking at me like you want to kill me, like I did something wrong, like I'm like this horrible person. Who the fuck are you? Like I started getting triggered really bad by everybody in the apartment complex, like people doing things, hurting their animals, like just crazy shit. Like it was bringing up paranoia for me, because like back in the day there were times like when my oldest son was little, like I would get really paranoid and like think people are gonna try to break in and rape me. So like I slept with machetes next to my bed and butcher knives under my pillow, and I'd be checking, and I wasn't on drugs then, and I'd be checking out the window all the time at night because I'd hear something, I think somebody was out there, but I was on psych meds. Go figure. But just fucking losing my shit, right? And that hadn't happened in so many years, and like all of a sudden these things started coming up in me that I thought were gone. And like all of a sudden getting paranoid again, and like just like constantly checking the door to make sure it's locked even though I know it is, like shit like that. Every 5 minutes getting out of bed just to make sure, because I'm thinking someone's gonna, just like those feelings, like it was just so much to alchemize. And like when I was in that apartment complex, like people were going fucking crazy in the apartment complex, and like I was just being triggered a lot. And there's like, especially with animals and stuff being hurt and things like that, like I was just like having a really, and then all the homeless people, like everyone was like black eyes, like literally. I'd walk in and they'd be like they'd see me in their eyes. Like, you better calm the fuck down. Shit. You don't want none. But it was weird to me. Like, I inner knew, but I didn't know. But I, like, really knew deep down that it was, like, demonic shit. Because I've seen demons since I was a kid. Jesus had protected me in my dreams when these shadow birds get in my body and I can't move. And, like, I've had a lot of experiences. I've seen demonic entities and shit like that when I was, like, 11, when I first moved to Tennessee, standing in my doorway looking at me like evil. Like fucking, I've seen like shit, okay, since I was little. And I always felt like there were demons following me my whole life. I used to think that. I'm like, why? Everywhere I move to, I just feel like there's a demon following me. Look at my family. But seriously, I was being followed by demons. It was true. It was true. So yeah, and so when we got kicked out of there on my birthday, out of that apartment complex, and we went to a hotel the second time. This is the second time staying in a hotel since being back in Maine the last couple of years. We were in the hotel, and I was so happy. People are like, that's so weird. You're so happy you got kicked out of your house and this and that. You have nowhere to go and you're homeless. Yeah, I'm fucking happy because I know good things are coming. That's the way I always looked at it. I was always optimistic. I'm like, yeah, because I was like, there were so many bad things happening there and I was being triggered so bad, and it was like crazy, and it feels like relief, like not to be there. Even though I'm in a hotel right now, it feels relief not to be in that apartment complex. And when I first moved in, I thought it was the best place that I ever had, but it quickly, no, you know? So people thought I was weird. They're like, you're not scared at all? You're like, not, you're so happy in your home. I'm like, yeah, I am. Because I know God's got something better in store for me. And I know that to be true. Because the experiences that I've had, other people might not have experienced. But I know what the fuck I've been through, and I know what I know. And that's why I'm boldly on speaking my truth on shit. Because just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean it's not true. And that's okay. Like, it's cool. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. So, it's cool, man. We all have our own journey. I just want to be here to help others grow and, you know, just help it. Anyone I can, man. Like, I don't get to really leave much, but like when I do go out, like I enjoy giving my last dollar to a homeless person because I know it's gonna, and I don't even care about it coming back to me. That's the thing. It's like, oh, like a lot of people are like, oh, I know it's gonna come back to you to afford it. And I've known people like that, and I'm like, me and you ain't on the same level. People that want to start spiritual businesses with me, and all they're about is how they can get money out of people. We ain't the same, because I don't give a fuck about the money. I just want to help people. I can't fuck with you. I can't work with you because we're not on the same level. You're in it for different reasons than I am. Completely different reasons. I'm in it from my heart. You're in it for your ego. Which, whatever. But trying to get back to where I was at. So then we went to the shelter. No. We went to the hotel. We were in the hotel for like a month, I think. I don't even know. And I had already signed up for shelters to get into, and we got into a shelter, a family shelter, and it was out in the country. It was like a half hour, 40 minutes out of the city, out in the country, in the fucking boonies in the woods, right? Out in the middle of nowhere. This little family shelter. Creepy little family shelter. Ooh, what an experience. Oh, there's my crow. 2 of them. I'm sorry. This made me emotional for a minute. I love the support that I get from them. Makes me emotional. Because it's like, we're about to talk about like shelter where all the paranormal stuff really happened. It was fucking pretty cool though. At first I didn't think it was cool, but then once I gained control over everything and started remembering my power, it was fun. So we went to the family shelter, right? In the middle of nowhere, which I was stuck out there all the time. That was challenging because I never got to leave. Like once in a while I could leave on the weekend to go out for a couple hours if my mom picked me up, but that was where they thought that I was really going to take my own life. Because they were like, shit, the last apartment didn't work. Plan B, let's go to the shelter. Because then we can have everybody attacking her, the staff, all the people that live there, even the fucking kids. Children of the fucking corn coming after me. Okay? Trauma. Bad, bro. Bad, yo. Some of these kids, man, I'd be like, God. They're children of the corn for a fucking reason. Look at what they've been through. You know, and they're attacking me, but I see the bigger picture. Like, even though I'm fighting off everybody, man, like, that shit's heartbreaking, man. Because they were abused so bad, man. But anyways, I was in the shelter for months. Like, in there in 2024. Over, like, Thanksgiving, Christmas, like, that time era, that summer. Because my birthday's in July. Well, that's my real birthday. July 14th. I don't know if that's real or not, but that's what they say. So, yeah. So we went to the shelter, man, and freaking... It was like my soul knew what was going to happen. I didn't. But, like, my soul knew. And I remember the first day I was in there, I went out to go make food. And, like, I had such a hard time focusing, like, even in my home. Because I was cooking for everybody. By the time, like, before we went to the shelter, I would be in the kitchen the majority of the time. Because everybody wanted something different to eat. And by the time I got done doing everything for everybody else and cooking different meals for everybody, I was too tired to cook for myself or feed myself. And plus I was being poisoned and attacked at the time and I didn't know. So I was sick on top of it and taking care of everybody at the same time. So funny. They found it so funny. Plus all the other shit they did to me. Like, there's a long list of fucking shit that I know about and shit that I probably don't even know about at all. That's just fucking crazy. Crazy shit to do to somebody. Like, crazy shit. Like my clothes. Like when he would wash my clothes, Corey, because I can't leave the house. So he would go to do laundry or whatever, like now, like the last year. And like, I think they were putting like those prickly things that would stick to your pants, like when you walk, like those little prickly things. I think they were crushing them up and putting them in my clothes when I dry, so I'd have to be prickled all the time and get poked all the time. Like there's like, I'm talking like thorough planned fucking dumb bullshit, okay? Like, so much. It's crazy. But it's like my soul knew. What was going to happen to me there. Because that was like my real humiliation ritual. So, was there with everybody. And, yeah, the first night I was there, like, so yeah, I used to get really overwhelmed when I cooked meals for everybody because, like, my focus, like, I would always feel like I had electricity running through me, like, because I wasn't grounded, I wasn't sent, I mean, nothing, and, like, everybody was just, so I was, like, I would go into grocery stores and go into an aisle and break down crying because I couldn't focus on what I was getting and what I was, like, my mind was literally fucked, you know, like, I just couldn't fucking focus, and I would get overwhelmed and anxiety and panic attacks and, you know, so I'm like, man, if I am like this now in my own home with my family, how am I going to be around other families in another home sharing a kitchen? And I'm already overwhelmed now. So, like, I knew this was going to be very challenging for me because it was challenging for me not even being around all these other families and living in this situation. But I was still so grateful that I had a place to go. Like, I've always been so grateful. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking crazy. I told my counselor that time when I was there, and it was like last time I talked to her, because I told her, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to talk to you while I'm here. I'm like, people are really fucking weird. And she goes, I know people are really fucking weird. Which she was one of them setting me up too. But I think she started realizing, like, I was a good person and I wasn't. I don't know what these people tell these people about me. I don't know what they tell them. Because there would be people in the shelter, like there was this one family, the girl that was like sexually abusing her kids, the children of the corn, like the one that was fucking like really abusive to her kids. Then now I see why they were the way they were. Out of the blue one day, she's like, when we were talking, she's like, you are a good mom. And then one of the staff members said it one time too. She walked by that would try to fuck with me too here and there. Because I'm always big on Junior eating healthy. And like I was always making sure, like even though I was in so much pain and I could barely walk, I was like, and trying to protect him in there from all the kids. Like it was fucking crazy. Trying to protect my baby. Oh my God. Having to lock him in the room and him cry because he wants to go out with his friends. They're not your friends. They're trying to hurt you. And I was the only one trying to protect him and everyone's trying to attack us. It was fucking insane. My cat, my baby. He was fucking like my trooper dog. I'm like telling you, this cat was with me in Egypt. I know it, man. Huh, Willow? For real. Like this cat is like, gee. He would let me know like spirits around me in there. Like we were like tag teaming spirits together in that fucking shelter. Me and my cat. It was pretty cool. So, yeah, the first night I was there, I was crying. Like I just went to go out cook food and like I literally started crying uncontrollably. Like I literally couldn't control it. And it was just constant fucking, like I was just like like out there trying to cook food for everybody. I just couldn't control it. It's like my body knew what was about to happen. Well, my soul knew, but I didn't know, but my body was like reacting to what was about to go down for me. And I didn't know, but I had already been attacked already so much before, but I just was like overstimulated, overwhelmed, you know what I mean? And so yeah, there were a lot of families there fucking with me, a lot of head games, a lot of fucking them trying to get me to react. Like there was this one chick there was constantly, you're my best friend, I'm obsessed with you, but I'm gonna fucking, like I had to tell her to stop touching me because every time she touched me, my insides would fucking, like don't fucking put your hands on me, dude, because you're putting your, I know what you're doing, you're putting your nasty energy in me and you're fucking trying to cast spells on me every time you touch me, but then you're pretending that you're my friend. Oh, your hair's so pretty, fucking all weird and shit. Get the fuck away from me, okay? And I was nice for a while, but I only take the fake shit for so long. Because I will call you out, because I don't go for that shit. Whoever thought the elephant in the room would be the one addressing all the elephants in the room? I got no problem with it. In that house, I'd be like, when I started catching on shit, house fucking meeting. Everybody come, let's go. Everybody in the meeting. What's good? Somebody got something to say? I walk into a room, everybody get quiet. Oh, please don't stop on my behalf. Continue. Don't stop, because I just walked in the room. Continue what you were saying. So once I started realizing everybody was attacking me and I started realizing everything that was going on, I just got real quiet and sat back and observed and I watched everybody, every little fucking thing. And I started seeing everything that was going on. And this was before the veil was really lifted. And I knew like that they were poisoned. Like, you know, like Corey would fuck with my head. He had me thinking like people in the shelter were poisoning me. Like I was almost going to put cameras in my fridge that me and this chick family were sharing with because I thought they were putting stuff in my food. I was scared to leave my water out. If I left any food or water out in the main area, and I knew people were in, I wouldn't eat it, I'd throw it away. So I started bringing my jugs of water and things like that, my drinks, in the bedroom. Because he had me thinking that everyone was poisoning me. So I started bringing it in the bedroom the whole time he was the one poisoning me. He thought he was slick, right? And then he tried to play head games with me, right? Like I caught him doing shit on his phone with these women and shit, or at the shelter, and I'd call him on it and I'd flip out. And then like the next day, I'd go to make coffee, I'd bring it to him, he's like, did you poison this? And I'd be so like, oh my God, you think I would really do that to you? Like I was like so like thrown off by him thinking I would do that to him. Cause he was doing it to me the whole time. And he was trying to fucking fuck with my head, dude. Like, it was just like so much. And that's just a little example. There's just so much. Just wait. That's why I'm gonna be writing a book, man. There's way too much to fucking, way too much. But I had the best paranormal shit happen in that fucking shelter. Some beautiful, sometimes scary moments. But some beautiful freaking amazing miracles. It was awesome. Mine was being attacked, but everything else, like it was like, as hard as they would come at me, spirit, God would go even harder. My team, as hard as they would come, they would go even harder, man. And I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping good at all. Like the staff would try to mess with me They knew I was up all night with Junior or whatever, and then during the day if he was sleeping or whatever, like, you have to be out of your room by 4, and you got to be doing this and this and this. And so I would do my chores at night, even though they wanted me to do them in the morning. They would just play fuck games with me, right? To try to get me to not sleep more, to try to get me to, I mean, there were times I was going weeks at a time with hardly any sleep at all, man. Like, I'm talking about fucking rough, real rough, dude. So, yeah. But like in the beginning, when I first went there, like the woods were really scary. The woods aren't nothing to fuck with here. Oh my God. It was crazy. Like, but it was awesome because like in the beginning, like the first week or whatever, I didn't know. I was like unaware of the woods and what was like going on. And I remember sitting outside one time at night by the smoking section, smoking a cigarette, sitting on the bench, and it was like late. And like, I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden, like, literally right behind me, it was like, it sounded like a herd of like animals or something, like in the leaves right behind me, like all of a sudden, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I jump up and I run. I mean, I wish I could still see that video till this day, because it was hilarious. Like, I got a bad leg or whatever, like in my ankle. So I'm like trying to run. My flip-flop broke, so my other flip-flop is hanging off my good ankle. And I'm trying to run the house. I'm like, bitch, you ain't getting me. Because I'm telling you, there was shit in that woods. A lot. But it was cool because I ended up taking over that shit. I realized that there was like 14 kids there that had passed away that were fucking being held there by this like entity that was there, like this big dark red-eyed black, really big dark thing that was there. That one of the kids that was there, that was, I say the children of the corn, I shouldn't say that, but he was he had seen it, and I could see it in his eyes, and he was like, he couldn't tell me, like, he's like, I don't know what I seen, but it wasn't. And it was always in that back hallway, and Junior would always be scared at night, looking down that hallway at night. He'd be like, oh, you know, and I'm like, and then one night I put 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, this entity or whatever is keeping all these kids here. And there was like kids there from like the ages of like 3 to 17 that were trapped there, that I made that entity free them. And then all the paranormal, a lot of the paranormal activity in the house was gone. And there was this one guy there that would see shadows a lot and see things, like, you know, he was like schizophrenic too, but he would like see things, he would know, and he'd like, and I didn't tell anybody anything that I was doing spiritually there. And he'd be like, it's real quiet now. Have you noticed the last couple days? And I'm like, mm-hmm. Yeah, because I made that motherfucker free the children. Keeping all them babies here, and the babies just trying to get my attention. One time, like, that's when I started noticing my power, when I was there. Like, one time in the middle of the night, because I would always stay up. Everybody would fall asleep, and I'd always be the one to go around and make sure all the windows are locked, all the doors are locked, because you can tell who's been through a lot of trauma, because I have to make sure everything's locked at night. And the windows, like, were, it was creepy because they didn't have any curtains on the windows or anything, because, you know, kids killing themselves and shit, like, dying by accident, you know, or whatever. Who knows what's going on there? Who knows what's going on in that shelter for how many... So, but God puts me in places for reasons. So yeah, 2828 on the timestamp. Junior opened the door, or what? It just opened on its own. So, I'm bouncing around because there's so many stories. But back to like when the tree, like the woods, like that loud sound, and they'd always fuck with me, and people would go in the house. And it fucked with other people too, it wasn't just me. Like other people were terrified of the woods too. And, so weird. The door just, like, is open. I don't think Junior's awake. Yeah, but I went from, like, being scared of the woods to, like, towards the end, because I had just been, oh my God, so many stories, dude. There's just so many stories to tell about this paranormal shit and everything. But, yeah, let's just say towards the end, I'd go outside and sit on that bench, and I'd be like, especially if I was in a bad mood, which is at nighttime, as a lot of time I go outside and vent, talk to my guides and cry. I did a lot, almost every night. I was outside crying and upset about something, and trying to, the things that were happening to my baby, things that were happening to me, you know. And like there were times like if I'm mad or angry, I don't give a fuck what I don't see around me. Like I'd sit down, and I remember one time like towards the end, like I was really upset one night, and I went outside and I sat on the bench, and I heard the thing behind me. And I said, I'm not fucking getting up. You fucking go somewhere, because I'm not fucking moving. You ain't fucking scaring me. You better go on somewhere, because I'm not fucking getting up. And it did. It left me alone. But I grabbed that shit by the balls, man. You ain't fucking with me. I'm over that shit. I'm going to tell you what's up. Yeah, you ain't running me. But in the beginning, it did. But then I realized, like, that one night me and Willow were in the living room, and I was making sure everyone was sleeping, and I was making sure, like, everything was locked up and stuff, and it was always creepy because all the windows, like, you can't see outside, and everybody could see in, like, whoever's in the woods or whatever. Like, it was just creepy. And there were so many windows that weren't covered, and, like, you just darkness outside, you know? But, like, me and Willow were in the living room one day. This video went over 30 minutes. I hope it's okay. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know what the rules are with YouTube. Fuck it. So we went in the living room one night, and I was closing everything up, and Willow was sitting on the couch, and he's like, looking. And I'm like, but the look in his eyes was like, my cat seen something like he never, like he didn't know what the fuck he was looking at. Okay. And I've seen my cat, like, you know, I'd feel things and stuff, and like, but I've never seen that look in his eyes where he was just like, he didn't know what the fuck. And he was looking up in like the corner behind the recliner, and me and him are sitting on the couch, and then he looked down like that, and I'm watching him, and then like when he looked down by us, like on the floor, like it came around, and when I came around like that, he looked like that, I stood up. I'm like, all right, motherfucker, you want to fuck around with us? And then like that's when anytime he looked anywhere, I went and stood right where he was looking, and I said whatever God told me to say at that time, and I cleared that motherfucking shit out. And I tell you what, they never fucked with me again, or my cat, because I let them know, nah, we ain't doing this. And I didn't even know where this kid just came out of me, man. Like that's when I started noticing my power more. I was just like, whatever I can't see that's trying to fuck with me, I'm gonna let you know right now, it ain't happening, bitch. So yeah, I would see shadows and kids all the time. I remember one time going in my room, and I seen like this little African baby in the diaper, little chunky, little puffball hair coming out of my room. I'd see leaves outside just dancing, and I would get stuck in a trance, like just seeing this one leaf one time. It was really windy, and all the leaves were falling from the trees, and there was just one leaf by I was in the living room looking out the window where my bedroom was. I know definitely someone died outside, right in that area. Definitely. I think it was a kid. Definitely right there. And like this leaf would just go, whew, 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 and it was just doing this certain thing in the air, and it would do the same thing over and over again, while all the other leaves are just this one leaf. And like I got in a trance watching it, and I was just like, am I seeing this for real? And I walked over to the window more, and I looked at it, and I just watched it. And it was just such a beautiful, magical thing to experience, because I'm just like, is this leaf like tied to the tree and like just doing this certain, but no, it was someone holding it and just doing this certain thing and putting it up and going around with it. And I was just like watching this leaf by itself dance on its own while all the other leaves are falling, but this one leaf is doing its own thing right by my bedroom window that I'm witnessing outside while I'm looking outside the living room window. I had owls surrounding me. I'd go outside at night, and I could hear them all around me. One flew over my head one night, and I could see the shadow on the ground. And so like I knew I was getting a lot of wisdom from the owls. Dragonflies everywhere. I'd go outside at night, and there'd be a dragonfly right by the door, and like I thought it was dead because I would like touch it and it wouldn't even move, like it was just there chilling. Like so many, like, and I remember one time a bunch of dragonflies being in the yard, and me and Junior were playing in the yard. I'm like, oh, I want one of them to land on me, you know. And I don't know where the people were in the house or whatever. And I remember saying that, and like 15 minutes later, me and Junior were down in a different part of the yard, and the dragonflies kind of all went away. And then all of a sudden I look up, and I see this one dragonfly ahead of me, and it's just levitating, looking at me. And like I knew it was gonna come to me. I just knew. And I had just spoke like 15 minutes ago, I wish one of them would land on me. And it literally looked at me, and I stood still, and Junior was the only one that witnessed it. And it flew up to me right here under my head, touched my head, and I could feel the wings vibrating, and it touched my head like it was giving me a kiss, and then it just flew off. So it's like, I noticed like everything I spoke, like butterflies, like everything. I told God, I'm like, oh, I love chipmunks. And I don't ever see chipmunks out here. Then all of a sudden there's a chipmunk and he's right between my legs when I'm outside and like interacting with me. I'm like, I just have such a connection with Mother Nature and animals and babies and things like that. And I feel bad for saying the kids or children of the corn. I don't mean that, but like, and it was really sad. Like, I was really fucking pissed off that they let them go with the mom. Like, I was livid. Because I knew the children were going to get it. And like, it's just a whole long shit that I don't need to get into, but yeah. But there were some beautiful, magical moments. And like one girl that was attacking me a lot there, trying to, like, she would do things and I wouldn't react and she'd be like, huh. And people get confused. They'd be like, most people would get really mad about that. I'm like, yeah, I've been through too much in my life to give a fuck about some dumb shit like that. Getting mad over some dumb shit over a burner. What burner? Like, you trying to tell, like, yeah, that's like so beneath me. Like, I just don't fucking care. Things that would bother other people don't bother me. Because I've just been through so much, I just don't fucking, that's not bothering to me. It's just, I see it for what it is. And I see what you're trying to do. But there was a lot of great experiences with paranormal things. I'm like, God, I remember one night I was outside crying and my hair were like fuzzies everywhere, you know what I mean? Because I couldn't take care of myself, so my freaking hair was everywhere, you know, like all these strands. And like so I was outside crying because I was really upset because the chick that was fucking with me, I told her not to feed Junior popcorn because he was too young. And she went behind my back and did it to be a fucking cunt, okay? And I knew she did because the way Junior was acting and what he would say. So I knew, and that night I went outside because I was just trying not to get kicked out, man. I was like, God, I ain't got nowhere to go. Like, I'm trying to like really be nice and not let these people fucking get to me so I don't lose my shit and get kicked out because I don't have nowhere for my baby to go. Like, I was just trying to like really think smart, you know, and just like be the bigger person. And so I was outside one night and I was so angry. I was like, man, when I get angry something. Yeah. So I was outside and I was pissed. Because if I tell you not to do something with my kid and you do it, that's a form of disrespect that deserves a fucking ass whooping. Okay? But I can't be like that, and I'm trying not to be like that. So I was like, okay. So I would go outside and I would just cry because I would be like, oh, and I just pace back and forth. I remember one time I was standing out there and I was crying, and all of a sudden I felt something touch my head and pat my hair down. So like all the hairs that were standing up just on this one side went down, like to give me comfort. And I don't know if it was Jesus or Archangel Michael or who it was at the time, but I remember I was sitting there crying in the little smoking area in the dark where, you know, when I was crying, and I felt that, and I just stopped crying, and I just didn't move. I kept looking, and I'm like, thank you. I was like, that was pretty fucking cool, I'm not gonna lie. They were like, see my guys, they were trying to comfort me because they knew I was having it rough. Yeah. And my back problem that I had for so long that they tried to give me a steroid injection in, which I know they made it worse. And I refused to let them do any more of it to me. And that's when I started like, but yeah, my back was so bad. Jesus healed my back there in that shelter. And I spent like a year and a half where I was in so much pain and I couldn't even walk and do, half the time I couldn't even get out of the bed in the morning. People would have to help me out of bed. I even called the methadone clinic once and asked them, because I knew they took my main care insurance. I didn't fucking want methadone, dude. But I was in so much pain. Like, I didn't want that shit, but I was fucking pain, man. I called them, I'm like, yo, I know you take insurance. Like, I'm a recovering addict, and I don't, but I'm in so much pain that, like, well, if you're calling us for pain, if you want methadone for pain and something's wrong, and I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I'm in a lot of pain. Like, you don't understand if I'm calling the fucking methadone clinic to see if they'll take my insurance so I can get doses every day just to not be in pain and be able to walk. But I don't want methadone. I don't want that shit. But I was fucking dying, bro. Fucking dying, yo. Literally. But they were mad because I wouldn't die. So they went harder and harder. But yeah, there was just some crazy paranormal activity. Hi, babe. There's some crazy paranormal activity that happened there. And this is my little G. Like, I remember one time being in the kitchen, and it was just me and Willow up at that time. And I seen something out of the corner of my eye, and I looked down. I thought it was like a kid or something. And I looked down, and there's nothing there. And I look back up, and then I see Willow over in front of the stove looking down right where I was looking. So he would confirm for me all the time, like, yeah, what you seen is there. Yeah, it's there. I've seen people glitch out. I think someone that was there that was hurting my cat one night in the middle of the night, I was really worried about Willow, and I was sitting out there and I was just praying, and the guy that I thought was hurting him came out and came over to us because we were like in the lobby area or whatever, and I was just sitting there, and I'm like, yeah, I said, I don't know, I said, he's not, I remember sitting on the ground, and Willow was in the chair, and I was sitting on the ground, comforting Willow, and the guy came in, and I looked up at him, I said, yeah, he's not feeling too good, and I really thought that he was the one that had done something to him, and I said, yeah, Willow's not, and I don't know what it was, some weird shit, I don't fucking know, bro, don't let me walk in on no shit, because I'm off the floor with you, but I was like, I knew he did something to him, my cat, and when he came over and I said something, dude glitched out right in front of me, like, literally, like, right when I said, yeah, something's wrong with it, he was like, and like at first I was like, wow, he just got in a trance, and he's like literally thinking about what he's done to my cat, and I'm just sitting there watching him, but he didn't stop, he stayed frozen for a long time, and I just watched him. I was like, and he's like this, like just froze. I'm like, this dude ain't even real, this dude ain't even real, bro. Like glitched right out, and like for a long time, and then when he came to, he was just like coming, and I was just like, and then I started like really seeing weird shit, man. like shape shifting people, like the couple that was fucking with me hardcore there, one of them, the main ones, like when they got allowed to leave and get their own place, and they knew where they were leaving in a couple days, their true colors really started showing, and I would just watch them, and I would literally watch them shapeshift. Like the dude, he would get angry, he was getting angry at her or whatever, and he was sitting at the table, and like all of a sudden I looked at him, his whole face fucking changed, like he didn't have teeth or anything, and I was like, what the fuck, what in the fuck? And I'm like, I knew it, man, I knew y'all were some dark like I just started seeing shit, man. And then my mom, when I seen her fucking shapeshift, which I think I had noticed her do it before, but like I really seen it this time, and it was because she was mad because I wasn't dying. She was pissed, and it was at Thanksgiving. And I remember because I was in the shelter, and we went to her house for Thanksgiving. Me, Corey Jr., and then my oldest son Isaiah were at my mom's place, and she was making us food, and it was such a heavy, dark, dense energy, so heavy. Not happy at all. Not though Thanksgiving, no. My mom's making food, she's all pissed off. Corey's just sitting there on his phone like he always is. Nothing new. He's obsessed with his phone. And like, my oldest son just laying on the couch like looking all, and like me and my oldest son would make fun of my mom. Like when he was younger, I'd be like, yeah, like she's the type that'll poison somebody, man, because she was always making food and force feeding people to eat and handing things out, and like I would joke around. But I really felt down inside that there was some sort of fucking truth to that. And it was, but we would joke around and laugh about it, and I'd be like, yeah, she's gonna fucking, she poisoned people, and she's poisoned, like, watch out, don't eat it. Like, we would joke around about it. And that night, Isaiah, we smelled bleach, and Isaiah looked at my mom, and he's like, would you put bleach in the monkey bread? And the look that he gave, like that. They were all so mad that I was alive still. And I realized, I'm like, what the fuck is so weird, bro? I'm like, because it wasn't like joking and laughing. He was like, serious, like, did you put bleach in the monkey bread? Like, just the way he did it. I was just like starting to see people's true fucking colors, man. And then I was like, and then that night, Corey and Isaiah and Junior went to the car, and I was just finishing getting the last couple things. And I looked at my mom, and I'm like, hey, because I knew she got like Vicodin or hydrocodone or whatever for pain pills or whatever, and for her surgery she had or some shit, right? I was in fucking pain, dude. I ain't fucking, yeah, give me a fucking pain pill. I'm not trying to get high, bitch. I can't walk. Anybody judging me can go eat a gang of them, okay? So, I know, God, I'm being nice. So, I just started noticing, so I went up to her and I'm like, hey, Mom, and it's not like she ever gave me one anyways, but I was just desperate, man. I was like, hey, Mom, I said, can I get one of your pain pills? Because I'm like, and that was the first time, like, that's when I started really, like, and she looked at me, her whole face deformed, and she's like, no, I need them. And I was like, God damn. I said, it ain't that serious. And that's when I started seeing, like, crazy shit. And I'm like, it ain't that serious. Like, it was, but the way she acted, her whole face deformed, and she was just like, no, I need them. And I was just like, and so they're all mad because I was living still. That's what it was. And that's when I started realizing, and that was in Thanksgiving in 2024, and then in January, beginning of January is when we moved in this place here, and that's when God lifted the veil, and that's when my mom, and I realized she poisoned me, and I realized everybody that was, and Corey, this dude, he done the most. For real. I mean, I can't say done the most, because I know my mom and everybody had a part to play and shit, but this dude, man, his ego got the best of him, man. I warned him to stop. He didn't want to listen. Yeah, confirmation. I warned him to stop, but he didn't want to listen. None of them. And that was in the beginning of 2025. And, yeah, so we moved in here, and I could just feel the energy off everybody, man. I could go into, like, there's just so much details. The landlord, my son, my Corey's boss, and like people are like, I could hear neighbors outside, oh, he's cheating on her. First of all, I left dude already. Me and him weren't even sleeping together. Like, we've been like, everybody, oh, you think I give a fuck about that dude cheating? You think I didn't expect that? You think I didn't expect him to be cheating on me? That's not a surprise. Now him trying to kill me and my kid, that's a surprise. that was. Him cheating on me, that ain't no fucking thing. That's nothing new. That's whatever, you know? Like, I don't want to be with him anyways. I told God years ago, there's no way he's my twin flame. There is no way. We are so different. There's no fucking way, man. We're on the opposite sides of the spectrum. Like, we are completely opposite, bro. There's no way. Not on the same level at all. Not even fucking close. Not even fucking close. Like, no. Like, I would tell God, like, years ago. I'm like, there ain't no way, man. I'd look at God and be like, and I thought that, like, when me and him first got back together, we were driving, and I told him, because I could feel like a womanizer, you know, bad. And I was like, I told him, I'm like, I just want to be with somebody who's all about me. Like, because I give my all to somebody, but I never, ever get it back. And, like, I just want to be with somebody that has literally, like, all about me and not about every other bitch walking by. Like, I'm over that shit. Like, I do good by my lonely. I do good by myself. Like, I don't need that, yo. And, like, he was just, and I could tell when I said it. Ladies, gentlemen, please listen to me. If you tell somebody this and you get this reaction, don't continue thinking you can change somebody. Don't learn from me. Please, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. If they can't respect you from the jump and you gotta try to think you can convince them to change, to make them love you and make you be the only one in their eyes and their light and their... Get the fuck out. You can't change nobody. You can only change yourself. Look how hard it is to change yourselves, let alone try to change somebody else. Fuck that shit. That's their baggage. Let them deal with that. You got your own fucking baggage to deal with. Fuck that. But I knew right when I told him, and I could just feel his energy. I could feel when we were in a store and he'd get anxiety when he walked by something, like he's trying not to look, and like he'd have like, I could feel it in him. I could stand next to him and could feel it, like him fighting. Like, I'd be like, dude, yo, you got some, and I'm not judging, like, I mean, you got some issues, man. You need to work on some shit. But yeah, I'm the crazy one. I'm like, you embarrass me, bro. You embarrass me in front of bitches. You know, bitches looking at me like, this bitch dumb. Look at him like, nah, I'm not the one. And for you to come in my life thinking I am the one, you're sadly mistaken. Because you can get the boot quick. Quick, like. Because I'm not the one. But no, I thought that, you know, oh, my high school sweetheart. He'd be like, oh, I'm not the same like I was in high school. Like, just how, I know I talk like that the way I do their face, because that's how I see them all. When they talk, that's what I see. Yeah, like that. Like, weird shit. Like, he proposed to me on Valentine's Day when I was pregnant with Junior. And then, like, the Valentine's Day in 2025, when we were living here, he was trying to get back with me. He's like, do you sell... And, bro, so I laugh, because I start laughing because I start seeing things so clearly. And I'm just like, really? This is fucking hilarious. Like, things just start to be so comical. So I'm like, because I can just see everything. Like, okay. He's like, do you celebrate Valentine's Day? And I'm like, I don't know, Agent Smith, you tell me. Because he fucking proposed to me a couple years ago on Valentine's Day when I was pregnant. So I just find these things funny. It's like everybody forgets, and like these demons just take over them. And they're just like, and they give me this look like, and all this stuff. I'm going to show you really quick before I get off of here. It's only been, almost been an hour. But like, where they're having gases come in my apartment and putting smells and cameras. And it was so crazy because the other day I was sitting on the toilet and I was, it was like a week ago, right? And I was just looking on TikTok or some shit. I can't even remember. And an app came up about cameras, and it says, you don't know. It's so hard to spot where a camera's looking at you. And then it showed an outlet. And I was like, I'm sitting on the toilet, I look up at the outlet, and I always felt weird in the bathroom. Like, I always felt like something was in the bathroom, right? And other places too, but definitely in there. And I was just like, and then like the thing popped up, and then it said 3-day trial. So I'm like, I just get this little stupid thing for 3 days, scan my apartment and see where the cameras are, and then cancel it. Cancel the subscription. So that's what I did. And God literally put it right in my face. Like, I'm sitting on the toilet, like literally showed me the outlet on the ad, showed me the ad, the 3-day trial. I downloaded it. I looked up and saw the outlet in the bathroom, put the phone on the outlet to scan it, and sure enough, there's cameras all in it. And the only other outlet I could find cameras in was the one in the kitchen. And around the area, like where the Wi-Fi is and like where the shelf is in front of over there in me and Junior's room. And I remember when I had said something about finding a camera to my son in Corey's car. I had found it when he went in the store, and I just went in the glove compartment to look for something, and I ended up finding a little camera, and I actually still have it. And I was like, huh. And I had told Isaiah about it, and I'm like, yeah, you know, and he acted all weird. He's like, oh, where did you see the camera at? Like, see, people don't realize they give themselves away. They give themselves away by the way they react. Big time. They give themselves away. And he's like, oh, well, where did you see the camera? And I told him in the car, and he's like, oh, okay. Like, it didn't even... And another thing, way my son gave himself away is because not one time did he ask me, when I told him I was being abused in the shelter, he didn't say, oh, what's going on? What's happening? Someone's hurting you, blah, blah, blah. No, he didn't ask any questions. See, all you motherfuckers, they give themselves away because you're not asking the right questions. You're not saying and doing the right shit. So you expose yourself, and I let you, and I'll sit back and watch you, and I'll just take tallies. And then when God tells me it's time to move, I fucking move. Because I've been studying you this whole fucking time. And you've been full of shit this whole fucking time. My mom cursing all these toys and putting them in my house and fucking all their black magic and all their bullshit. Sacrificing animals, all the dumb shit they fucking do. I was supposed to be the next sacrifice. My Grammy was. My cousin, who killed himself when he was 18, he was one of her sacrifices. Crazy shit, man. The spiritual world's the real world. This world is not fucking real. The real world is the spiritual world. And we're in a spiritual war. Yeah. But the light always conquers. The light has already conquered. Yep. I have an abscess tooth that I've had for years. That's why my face is so swollen. Plus, cortisol that I need to be flushed, lymphatic, all that shit. I need a lot of shit done. Like, I'm just like, you know, like, I just noticed like how it's because I got abscess teeth that I've had for so many years. Yeah, and like one time I could smell things coming from the bathroom, like under the sink. I could smell like this horrible smell coming out, like the smells, like the neighbor downstairs with it. Everybody, all the neighbors, everybody's just gang stalking me, man. Everybody's doing their own little thing to try to, you know, get me to react, right? Meanwhile, I'm just like, when God started showing me that that's how they fed off of me, is by me reacting. And at that time, like, Corey was having my son getting, because of the spells at work he was doing on him, when we first moved in here, my baby would get naked and just crawl around like a demon on the floor. Like, it was crazy, yo. The house that we live in is so old. It's the oldest house, like 1800s. So this lead paint, and I'd never lived in a lead paint house. He had my baby going around, and they know I'm like scared of poisoning and shit. And he had my baby going around licking the walls and shit. But then like trying to gaslight and act like he's not doing it, but I know that he's starving my baby, doing all these things to make my baby not eat. I remember there's times I'd be like, Junior, why aren't you eating? He look at his dad like, and I'm like, why is he looking at you like he's not allowed to eat? And anytime I would catch on to any shit that they were doing, my battery's dying. Anytime I would catch on to any shit that they were doing, they would just switch it to a different thing, a different way to attack. And it would just be constant. I'm going to shut this video off really quick and go to part 4, I guess, because I'm at 53 minutes and my battery's dying. So, yeah, I'll be back.